This is Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about backer engagement, how to engage with your backers. When I launched my viticulture campaign back in 2012, I was really surprised by the sheer number of backers who were willing to talk about the project with me on the project page. They wanted to talk about the game, they wanted to talk about the way the project was going, and I thought that was really, really cool. That these complete strangers were that interested and that invested in the project. And in hindsight, I went back to one of those backers, a guy who actually ended up working for Stonemaier Games, a guy named Morton, who creates the solo versions of our games now. Morton was very engaged in the project, and at one point after the project, I asked him why he thought that was. Why did he feel compelled to interact with this project? He had never done this with any other projects. And he listed a few things that I thought I'd share today that are really short, but I think they make a big difference. Morton said, one, I was transparent in my campaign. I didn't make it sound like I knew anything more than I actually did. I just told backers what was happening, the things that the thought process I was going through. I shared the good, I shared the bad. And I shared the reasons behind my decisions. Backers seemed to respond really well to that, and it got Morton to engage in the project. Two, when I launched Viticulture on Kickstarter, it wasn't finished. I thought the game was done, but the art definitely wasn't done, and the graphic design wasn't done. But as it turned out, we did more blind playtesting during the campaign, which you shouldn't necessarily do. That was an early mistake on my part. But the game wasn't finished, and I actually recommend to creators that the game, at least a small part of the game, be just a little bit unfinished so that backers can play it, whether they print and play it, whether they just read the rules and offer you feedback, or whether they play it on Tabletopia, Tabletop Simulator. Just leave a little room for the backers to give you feedback. This is an open door for them to engage with the product itself. Three, ask for help. Morton found, one of the reasons Morton engaged in the project is that there were certain times in the project where I asked backers to do something. I asked backers to maybe share it. I asked backers to proofread the rules. I asked backers if they wanted to play test it, or very specific things. Sometimes backers are looking for some way to help, some way to participate in the project and share their passion, but they need you to tell them what to do. They need some form of direction to point them in the right direction. So that really helped Morton. And last, Morton said, it helps if you are someone that backers genuinely want to help. I can't say I'm always a nice guy, but I try really hard to be welcoming and nice and inclusive to people when I interact with them online and on Kickstarter. And so this brought Morton into it. He had seen other creators who were more abrasive, who were defensive, and who were more focused on their own dream rather than sharing their passion with a bunch of other people who shared the same interest in the project. So Morton, his suggestion here is be someone that backers genuinely want to help, and backers will be more likely to engage with that person. There are lots of other ways to do this. I'll explore in the future in project updates, which is a great way to engage backers, but those are the core things that Morton, who is now one of our employees, recommended when he was back then when he was just a volunteer for Stonemaier Games. Thanks.